Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple days since we got all this wood cut up into firewood size pieces, and today we're going to be using the Woods KLS, it stands for Kinetic log splitter, to split all this up. I've had this thing for a couple years now, and I bought it from a guy off Facebook Marketplace. He actually had 3 of them for sale. He was using them at his business to process wood. He did like land, site work stuff, and ended up, having a bunch of tree work to do. And so another part of his business was making firewood. But for some reason, he had to get rid of them. I think it was like an insurance reason. But I ended up buying 2 of them. I should have bought all 3, but I kept one. The second one I bought needed some work, and my brother and I fixed that and ended up selling it, making all our money back that we spent on both of these splitters. So it's pretty much a free splitter for me after selling that second splitter. So for those of you who might not know what a kinetic log splitter is, it's a lot different than your normal hydraulic ram splitters. There's no hydraulics involved. Basically, there are 2 flywheels inside this housing, and they end up spinning super fast in there. It stores that kinetic energy, and as soon as you push this lever forward, it translates that energy into this ramrod, which then pushes it against the splitter head here. I have really enjoyed using this thing. It's been working great ever since I got it. Haven't really had to do any work to it besides normal maintenance stuff. But yeah, it's pretty simple machine, and I really love using it. So before I start using this, I am gonna open this thing up and show you guys inside. I'm also gonna grease a couple grease fittings that are in here on the flywheel. I typically do that almost every time I use it, just because I'm not using it all the time, and it sits quite a bit in between uses, so I try to just keep up with it and make sure I don't forget. So this thing just has 2 separate pieces that pop off of here, and inside you can see the flywheels. I'm not quite sure what they're made of, some sort of metal, probably cast iron or something, but they are pretty heavy. There's one on each side, one here and one here. And if you can see down in there, you got a grease fitting here and right there. Those are the only grease fittings on this machine. So pretty straightforward as far as maintenance goes. Before I start using this, I always also spray down all the surfaces with a lubricant of some sort. I spray in the handle mechanism here. There's a couple rollers which allow this thing to come in and out that I lubricate just to keep everything moving nicely. But other than that, that's about it. So once I grease it and put some lubricant down, we can start it up. All right, we are ready to start her up. Let's see how long this takes. Fuel on, choke on. Let's see if we got gas. We got gas. Here we go.
A few moments later.
Sorry about that. All right, so I just did a quick little splitting session there to show you guys how this thing works. The thing I love about this the most is how quick it is. I don't quite know, the recoil speed as far as seconds go, but it is very fast. And I know a lot of people don't quite like the Kinetic log splitters because when you get up against those big, knotty logs that are tough to split, you kind of want a more conventional hydraulic splitter, but I have not found a log that this will not split. It might take a couple blows getting it through, but eventually it does split it. But yeah, this thing's fast, and it goes through this stuff very quickly. This is like, cherry locust, and it's small, not many knots, so it just blows through this super fast. But yeah, I'm gonna keep splitting and see how fast I can get through this pile here. So my wife and I have been burning wood for about 6 years now. We moved into an older home that was built about 100 years ago, and we quickly found out that paying for oil to run our boiler was very expensive. So we installed a wood stove in our family room and started burning wood. I remember the first year I had this big stack of wood ready to go for winter, and we burned through it in like 3 weeks. And I just really had no grasp of the amount of firewood that we needed. So the following year I worked harder at making some time to do firewood stuff and cut down trees and make plenty of firewood. And that has only grown over the years to where I have probably 2 or 3 years worth of firewood. And we're not burning a whole lot. I probably use about three cords a year, but yeah, I'm in a good spot now to where I got plenty to use that's dry, and plenty that's currently drying, and also trees that I have access to that I'm able to cut down and make some firewood out of. All right, it is all split. It took me about an hour to do all that, so not bad at all. This thing's pretty fast. I know it's, a single split system. It's not a box wedge or multi-wedge splitter, but for me and the amount of wood that I use each year, it does great. So typically after I get this stuff split, in the past I would stack it on some pallets here and let it dry for, I don't know, a year before I would use it at my house in our wood stove. But the past year or two, I've been buying these IBC totes, and I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 of them all together, and I'm trying to buy more, but every time I find them, they're just super expensive, overpriced. But they are very handy. But yeah, I'm trying to get away from stacking them on pallets, just because it's just another time I gotta touch the firewood and stack it, and then I gotta, from here I'll have to pick it up again, throw it in my truck, and bring it back to my house. But in this case, I can just pick up the IBC totes with the tool cat there, throw it in the back of my truck, and drive it home and stack it there. And that's a much better way of doing it. So yeah, altogether, this wood splitter has been amazing. I think I forgot to mention earlier was it does have this large table on it, and you saw me kind of splitting big pieces in half, and there's enough room to where I can move the offcut to the side and continue cutting the other side. It's nice that I don't have to throw it on the ground, split a piece, and pick that up again. I got plenty of room to do that. Of course, some logs are massive and there's not enough room to do that, but in this case, for these small logs, it was perfect. So let's get this thing cleaned up and put back in the barn. All right, guys, so that's it for today with this log splitter. I use this thing quite a bit, a couple times a year, so you'll be seeing more of this. If you guys have any questions about this machine, feel free to leave a comment. I don't think Woods is making this anymore. They might have like a different version, but last time I checked, I think they discontinued this. So it is a great machine. I don't know why they did that. They probably didn't have much interest, but yeah, I love this thing, and hopefully it keeps running great for me for a long time. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.